At the time of its acquisition, Blackbird set an industry record on exit and roughly twice the industry standard, apparently. Your next company, RavenWing, was subsequently acquired by Boeing. Can you talk about the experience of building those businesses and the process of developing systems and technology for the government? How did you know it was time to sell?
Yeah, that's a really interesting period of our existence. So Blackbird started around 1997. So again, no cell phones, early satellite comms and things like that. A lot of software development. Really interesting. Most of the stuff that we did, we couldn't talk about. We ended up being the largest non-metal vendor for SOCOM. Hard problems, good solutions. The team that I built around me was largely a really interesting mix. At the end, it was like 400 former special forces guys, like Navy SEALs, Rangers, all that, the best that they passionately want to get something important done. And then really good technologists, programmers, the guys they stuffed in lockers during high school. How we knew when it was time to exit was that company was theoretically supposed to be the longer life cycle. Blackbird was largely a problem-solving kind of organization that started large programs, but didn't really, they got bored when it came to operations and maintenance. And so RavenWing was supposed to do more traditional systems integrator support and things like that, but kept getting closer and closer to the mothership. And so we sold it after 3 years. That was the first company we sold together like that. And it was interesting to me since it was small. It was maybe 60 people at that point, software company. I didn't think big companies would be interested in it, but because it was run initially by a larger company, the big companies like Boeing ended up buying it, were more comfortable taking a risk that weren't skeletons in the books, or we hadn't taken any bad decisions along the way, and were very aggressive on buying that company. It was a really interesting process. It went for twice what it should have gone for. That was actually the genesis for us starting a venture fund. It was like, okay, we think we know how to run companies to help them grow rapidly. Let's do it in parallel instead of in series.